After hours and hours of playing the PTR, I went ahead and compiled the ultimate guide on how to prepare for Season 3 of New World. There's a lot of content here, so feel free to just pause or save certain parts of it, but let's go ahead and just jump right in. First things first, major update is the fact that all of our trade skills are bumping up to 250. If you're not already at 200, try to start grinding it out and make sure that you're ready to go. And this includes specifically music too, right? So not a lot of people realize it, but if you level up your music to 205, you unlock a new song that increases XP gain for mining, logging, skinning, and harvesting, which will make the grind so much easier across the board for those other trade skills. Now, there's other ways that you can also prepare for this upcoming update, right? So one of the things is the fact that you can actually jump on the trading post and prepare by buying a bunch of raw resources, right? So the prices for these aren't too crazy. Day one of the actual launch of this update, guarantee you these prices are going to be crazy. So you can go ahead and just get ahead of the pack and start stocking up, throwing these in the storage so you're ready to jump on, compile these together, and boost up some XP that way, just in large quantities of these raw resources. Additionally, one of the things that you can do is over at the faction vendor, you can actually buy these different packages that are called, let's see, where is it here? There we go. Grand Logging Mastery Cache. There's one for each trade skill. You can pick those up, and essentially within it are unusual pieces of resources of that specific one. So we're going to go ahead and open this. We'll see that there is a unusual ore, and we'll see that there's an unusual version of essentially each type of these resources. And this is what you'll actually be able to use to bump up some XP day one of the actual event. So I'm going to go ahead and just quickly show you. We'll jump over to the smelter to give you an example. If I scroll down, we'll see this journeyman mining research. We'll see that I can use the unusual ore, and really that's how you do it. You just craft it and you'll unlock XP. Now, one note, you can't do this in a huge bulk. You're going to be limited to only 3 times per day, but still, it's a little help, so I might as well stock up. Before you guys bite off my head and tell me I'm not going to waste my faction tokens, I don't blame you, because there's a huge update to the actual faction shop coming to Season 3 of New World 2, where there's going to be tons of new weapons and items, and more specifically, some craft-specific items and larger bulks of these different XP gains, as well as a brand new rune for stronger bags, and these new crafting materials, which are very important, and some mount accessories. Long story short, you're going to want a lot of faction tokens. So it might be worth just mining and crafting those unusual ores yourself rather than spending faction tokens, but if you want to go that route, you can. Regardless, one of the things you want to do to prepare is stock up on these faction tokens. There's lots of different routes you can take. I like to do these PvP quests at the Shattered Mountain, but you can kind of do what works best with you. Real quick, if you find this video helpful so far, be sure to shoot a like and subscribe, because this just tells me that it's worth actually making these videos for you guys. Next up, let's talk about the importance of Gypsum Orbs, because Gypsum Orbs gain a whole new usage when it comes to Season 3 of New World, and that's because you're going to need a lot of these in order to max out your artifacts and other crafts in the game. So as we can see, this recipe kind of includes a large amount of dark matter. We'll talk about that in a second, but also 5 gypsum orbs. These will stock up really fast, so it's worth actually doing all of your daily activities in order to get all of those different gypsum orbs. So this includes arenas. I know some of you guys aren't huge fans of it, but it's totally worth doing, because you not only pick up your daily gypsum this way, but you also get a arena warrior spoils, or whatever class you're playing. So it's worth just throwing those boxes in your storage anyways, because they may have a great use. Plus, it's a win-win-win, because as you gain more PvP XP, you can also pick up more shards, more gold, and more gypsum orbs. So you might as well do this every single day. Now let's go back and quickly talk about dark matter, which is a whole new resource which is extremely important to Season 3. So I went ahead and just picked up a gypsum cast for a 600 gear score item, because you'll see in a second that by salvaging 600 gear score items, you'll actually have a chance to obtain some dark matter. So I find the chest piece, I salvage it, and you'll see there's a chance of getting some dark matter. I get my infused armor fragments as well as 2 dark matter. Now, in order to prepare for this, what you can do is stock up on 600 gear score items and then just go mass salvaging on day 1. One of the things I'm doing is, if you have tons of different umbral shards already just sitting in your storage, I go ahead and just run some OPRs, open the crates, and actually upgrade some of those $5.99 or $5.95 items up to 600, get the legendary item, throw it in the storage so it's ready to go and get salvaged for another chance of dark matter. Again, this is up to you guys because there also is a gold conversion rate coming to the game when it comes to umbral shards, where for every 100,000 umbral shards, you'll get 10,000 gold. So it's really up to you based on what you want to do. Next up, I know you guys are not a huge fan of this event, but it's totally worth doing the Siege of Sulfur event 3 times a day to pick up your 2 different caches, plus you'll get some gypsum this way anyways. But this is primarily because there's a rumor going around where these purple chests are actually going to have a chance of having dark matter as well, so it's worth stocking up on these and throwing them in your storage. Probably one of the biggest updates is the fact that all of the outdated craft mods in your storage and inventory will now have a huge purpose. You can actually salvage them. For example, I'm salvaging 6 of these different chain perks, and you'll be able to get attribute-focused craft mods like Iron Guardsman insignias and Iron Battle Medals. So in order to prepare for this update, I'm going to go ahead and go on the trading post and buy up all of the cheap ones so that I'm ready to go in mass salvage. Again, do not throw these craft mods out. They are regarding all of the different craft mods that are going to be outdated when the update hits. I have a full video, check it out in the top right corner, that kind of gives you more specific details about that. Next up, with mounts coming to the game, there's a whole new tier and type of food that's also coming to the game. So with your mount, you're actually going to be able to feed each mount 3 times per day. So whether it's your horse, your wolf, or your lion, you can feed it 3 times per day. And these are the different types of foods you can actually feed your mount. So it might be worth picking up some of these different ingredients just to make sure you're ahead of the pack and you have everything you need to start cooking day 1 to make sure you max out on the different foods you can feed your mount. Again, you can only feed them 3 times per day, so I don't think these are going to be too crazy in price, but it's worth picking up just to be prepared. And last but not least, a new season means new season pass rewards, and they're actually really important this season, right? So at level 100 of the free version, you actually unlock a really good artifact earring. And if you go to premium, you get a nice lion skin. So totally some awesome rewards. And in order to prepare for this, you can go ahead and go to your town project board, complete some of these missions. Don't actually turn them in because there's always going to be those complete 2 mission stamps on your actual activity card. So this is just a fun, quick way that you can actually stock up on some of these missions and be ready to go to pick up some season XP on day 1. And there you go. There is your ultimate guide on how to prepare for the expansion of New World. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. But if you overall enjoyed this video, be sure to shoot it a like and subscribe because I've got a lot more New World content coming soon. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.